The following is a podcast meant for adults and discuss things like sexual content and alcohol use. Listener discretion is advised.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the next episode of the Drunk Texting Podcast, the podcast where we have some drinks, talk some mess, and help you get through your Thirsty Thursdays as only we can. As you can see, we are not at our normal spot. We are actually doing something different this week. We had to move some things around. Things happen. Schedules. People get busy. It is what it is. But we are still the Drunk Texting Podcast, and we're still here to have a good time with you. With that being said, ladies... Wouldn't just let me be the only one. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, wow. I've opened Pandora's box. But with that being said, it's gonna be something. With that being said, I am one half of your hosting team, JB. I'm here. I'm here for a good time, not necessarily a long time, but I'm always joined by my co-hostess with the mo-hostess, this wonderful lady right here. Please tell the people who you are, and I guess give them your adjective for the week.
Oh, I'm not.
I don't know. What are you?
Not these words.
Oh, that's crazy.
I am the heavenly.
Oh, after she redid it like 5 times.
You know what? You didn't see anything.
We heard you. We didn't have to see it. We heard you.
I don't know what
you literally said, not these ones, not these ones. You should have went with one. You should have went with the first one that you did. That's crazy. But
I don't know what you're talking about.
Regardless, we're going to continue with our episode since some people don't want to be agreeable. I am currently drinking on some, and I do have a thing about giving brand recognition, but this is a Walmart brand, so I'm not like too. Well, I won't say it's just a Walmart brand, because I found this, actually, first place I ever bought it was Target. I think I've seen it at like Publix before. Is the cupcake, Moscato d'Asti, yeah.
Yeah. Cupcake. It blurred.
Focus. Look. The computer, the universe was like, no brands, none.
No, not at all.
I like the Moscato. Their Prosecco is all right. It's a little bit on the bitter side. I like the Moscato because it's sweeter. But that's what I'm drinking in my clear Coca-Cola cup. It's not blue tinted like the last one.
Wasn't the last one Pepsi?
No, it was a Coca-Cola cup. It was blue, but it was like a blue tinted one. This is the other one that he gave me.
Envy you all these Coca-Cola cups.
I just have the 2. Don't do that.
Oh, well, you got to get more Coca-Cola cups.
I just might have to, especially with World of Coke being right up the road. I might just go in there and be like, hey, give me all the Coca-Cola glasses you got. In fact, I want you to know, for episode 20, and I'm going to put a note in my phone for this, I'm going to make sure I use the blue one. I'm going to use the other one.
You do that.
I will.
And I'll make sure I have a great one, too.
Either way, what are you drinking on this Thursday?
I'm drinking some type of fruit punch and margarita vodka mix.
This girl drinking jungle juice. That's crazy.
It's a good night. We're having a great day.
Now, what was the name of that? It was a type of, so it was a drink that a lot of house parties in Valdosta had. Whenever it wasn't like affiliated with with like a fraternity or a sorority, it was just a juice. It was just like they would have them in like big coolers, and it would just be a mix of just different. Thank you. That's what it was. Hunch punch. Thank you. I was trying to remember when you said fruit punch. I remembered. I was like, it's something punch. Hunch punch. That was actually the very first alcohol that I had when I got to college. With the very first. I'm not going to get into specifics because I think it's still a tradition nowadays where I went to college. But there's a yearly event that happens, or it did happen at one point, and they served Hunch Punch. My first time going, my first time going, I indulged, and my roommate, well, not my roommate, he wasn't my roommate, but he lived in the dorm right next to mine, and he got completely wasted. Like, I'm talking literally was like, we found him, because in the house that it was, they moved one of the chairs, like one of the fancy chairs, they moved it
Yeah.
into the bathroom, and it was like in the tub. Because it was one of those like artisan, like Victorian
Oh,
era type
yeah.
chairs that have like the
Oh,
felt.
yeah.
Yeah, it was one of those. So it was like in the tub, but like people didn't find him for a while. Somebody went into the bathroom, they found him. He's in the chair in the bathtub, slunched over, knocked out.
That's hilarious.
And
One
what
point
pissed
ago,
and what pissed me off is that some of the older guys came to me because they knew he was my next door neighbor and was like, "Hey, bro, so what's gonna happen? We're gonna take you and him back to y'all's place, and you just take him to his room, and then we'll bring you back." And I
oh
said,
god,
"Biggity fuck no!" I said, "Fuck
you
no!
mean
I'm not
that's been a
responsible.
bet. Let's go.
I'm not responsible for nobody. He is a grown
All you gotta
ass.
do is take him home.
No,
All you gotta do
nah,
is take
I'm
him
not.
home.
I'm not gonna be responsible for nobody else."
Take him home. Let him live.
Nah.
He
Look,
married.
look. If this was the Am I the Asshole subreddit, I will 100% accept that I would have been the asshole in this
You are the
situation
asshole.
for not looking out for him to take him back to his place so he could get in his bed and just knock out. The dude was unconscious. He couldn't handle he couldn't handle his liquor. Okay. So I was not about to be held responsible because I would have had to go past other people that would have seen me and been like, "Is he good? He's unconscious, bro. He's
Like he good. He good. That's what you said. He alright. He fine.
bro." We weren't
And keep
even a week in. We literally officially hadn't even had the like official move-in day yet
oh
because this was before move-in day.
yeah. He
I
was
want to
gonna be something,
actually, I want to say it was either right before move-in day or it was like the day of move-in day. So it was like that
right? But
night.
at least he didn't pass out in the dorm lobby. Because so many people got arrested my freshman year because they passed out in the dorm lobby
That's crazy.
of fucking Langdale. Like you passing out in Langdale lobby? Really? It's like that?
Right, man.
But that
I
was a big old building, so I'd have passed out in the lobby too.
look. Of all the things that you could have done, I wouldn't have passed out in the lobby. I would have passed out. Like I
Nah,
would
they
have
call the
tried.
cops.
I would
They
have
call police
tried.
every time.
I would have at least tried to make it to the hallway. Like if I was gonna pass out, like the stairwell or
Hallway.
something, or like the stairwell
Well,
or
yeah, you
something.
couldn't
Like
pass the stairwell. If you was living on the first floor, you was golden. But they had I think it was only the guys on the first floor.
I think so because I think it was like the basement floor, which was like technically like under the first floor, with all the athletes. Wait, no, I'm thinking about because it was
I think it's
Lounge.
somewhere
It was
else.
Lounge, Brown, and
Patterson.
Patterson. There it is.
That.
I hate it. I all the nicknames that they had for Langdale and Patterson were terrible.
They were.
I remember Lowndes
fact.
Hall. I don't remember the number, but I remember that I lived on the first floor, but I lived all the way. So you know how Lounge was like, how it was shaped. You
Yeah.
had to like go
Yeah.
down the little thing to get to the
Yeah.
front door. I lived on like the next to last room by the
Yeah.
front. So I literally had to go down, go in, go up the stairs, come all the way back.
That's dead.
And when I tell you I rode my longboard up and down that fucking hallway,
I
literally
mean, go.
literally to the point to where, and it wasn't just me. So I also want to preface that it wasn't just me that was doing it.
I believe.
It was also like other people who had like penny boards, nickel boards, all of that. And it literally got so bad to the point to where the RAs had to like sit all the guys down because it was just the guys doing it. I had to sit all the guys down and be like, "Hey, so could y'all stop doing this? Our custodial staff has complained about the track marks in the hall." And we were like, "Okay, we still did it." I remember one time afterward. I will never forget one time after they had that conversation with us. I said, "Fuck it, I was gonna do it anyway." I rode down the hall, and right as I got to like where the door to the lobby got, it was 3 RAs, and the resident hall director. Like, I literally had just jumped off my board. The board was still on the floor when I saw them, and I was like,
they were finna get your ass.
they were like, what you doing? I said, nothing, going to my class. That's what I'm doing. That shit was crazy.
I promise you, real.
Hey, college. Look, I feel like we could really have a whole episode just devoted to college and our time in college.
We could.
We might one day. One day we'll do a whole episode.
And then we can involve everybody, studio audience and all.
Yep. It'll only be devoted to.
Because we don't know our college. We don't know what they were doing at other colleges.
But we know what. Listen, but we know what was happening on our campus. Doggone it.
Surely do.
Hey, it's funny.
Squirrel.
Hey, I don't think you were there yet for this because your first year was what year?
15.
Yeah, so you weren't there for all that shit that went down with Eric Shepard and the American flag.
No, I remember that.
That was the semester before.
Yeah, it was right before I got there. I was like, dang, that's really disappointing.
Because it was like April. It was like April, May. It was like going into the end of the school year. And I remember, so at one point I actually had the newspaper because the VSU had their own newspaper. Yeah. I remember at one point I had the edition that they had that was devoted, that like the front page story was devoted to what was going on, and I found myself in that picture because I was in there because I was trying to figure out what was going on. I'm like, I want to hear what the man got to say. Like, I want to hear what he got to say. Like, what's up with the protest? Like, what you got to say, big fella? So literally, I'm sitting here trying to figure it out. And so literally in that moment, that's the picture that they took and used. And I was like,
that's
okay.
Funny.
I kept it for a while. And I think it's still at my parents' house. If it is, then cool. If not, if it is, I'll try to get it and bring it and show it on the show. But if not, I'll see if I can like find the story on BSU's website and like pull it up. Alrighty, and before we get into today's meat and potatoes of our episode, I just wanted to make sure I say, always drink responsibly, never drink and drive, sometimes drink and text. And with that being said, we're going to get into our first official section of the episode, which is our question of the week. Now, this question of the week comes from Ask Reddit again. Remember, we do have our own subreddit on Reddit that we will, once we start getting more people in the subreddit, then we'll start beefing it up a little bit more. But with that being said, the question of the week: what is the worst thing a person could do that is 100% legal? Now, I saw this and I was like, that's actually kind of interesting. I'm curious as to what some of the responses were. The responses weren't too radical or crazy, but I think some of them are cool. We're going to start off kind of heavy-handed, a tiny bit political, but use their privileged position in government to profit from share trading. I definitely can agree with that because I know we've had notable members of like Congress who have used they've used their position in order to like sell stocks before things went crazy or buy stocks before the price like tripled and then sells it off. Like, so I understand that one. I think that one's kind of good, honestly.
That's fair.
This one, I was like, it's not illegal. It just makes you a bad person. 100%. I know people. I don't know people that have done it. I know people that have been victims of this. Taking advantage of someone's financial or emotional vulnerability for personal gains. And when I saw that, I was like, the response actually is what made me go, that actually is a good response. Somebody responded, televangelist noise intensifies. And I just can't stop thinking about that one. Like, when I read that, I couldn't stop thinking about that one white televangelist. Not Joel Osteen. But Joel. But the other, like
a Miracle Water?
Like, I don't know. It was like the older white one. The one that would like try to like pray, pray away certain things. And like, he went viral a few years ago because he claimed he used the Lord's wind to blow a hurricane away. And like he went viral for that, and I cannot remember his name. I hope somebody will remember in the comment section because um, it is what it is. This one, this is the first one that I saw that made me go, oh, they're not just talking about America. They're talking about other uh, other countries as well. Child marriage, and I was like,
That should very much be illegal.
yeah, and even still with like 16, that's still child marriage. Like 16 over the age of consent, that's still child marriage, and it's mind blowing to me that someone who can't even legally vote can get married. You know,
And I'm gonna even hop on that and say it's still debatable, even with like, oh, you can get married with parental permission. Like, no.
I really
So if
feel
your
like
parents give you permission to marry the youth pastor,
oh,
that
okay. I'm glad you because
talk,
we was here with it.
yeah, who's here with it? Because that happens way too often.
Uh,
I say I watch Law and Order.
oh, not Law and Order. Not the Special Victims Unit.
Especially Special Needs Unit.
Lord
These are our
have mercy.
stories. Don't
Dun,
tell me.
dun. Dun, 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 dun. We're getting off track, but I will before I go on with the responses. I do want to say that theme song had no business slapping as hard as it did.
It still don't.
Like it holds so much power over me. Like if I just happen to pass a video that had that sound, or like if I'm watching something and that's just the music that they're using, I'm gonna watch the video just so I can hear the music.
All right, just need vibe out.
Right. It's and
See
like when
somebody
the
get it. That's about crime.
and like when that clarinet comes in, the little clarinet
It's hilarious.
solo. Ah, it's wonderful.
It's
Just
take
top
next
tier.
level. I keep
Uh,
filming it. Video audience is filming the theme song.
I mean, it's a good theme song. It
But it's when
is.
he's quietly humming it and I can hear it and I'm like, what is that? I look over
This next one made me kind of sad.
mm-hmm.
A parent keeping their kid from the other parent when there's no good reason to and leveraging the courts to do it. I think that 100% is a terrible
Messed
thing
up.
that is allowed to happen. Especially
Yeah.
because I read in the responses there was a caseworker that was like, I see these types of cases every day where it's literally just moms being like, I'm not gonna let my child be around him and his girlfriend so she can think that she's something that she's not and da 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 da. And it's like,
Right.
you mad because you got a
Like
girlfriend?
you're keeping the kids from their father because you mad. No.
Like you're raising a generation of crash outs just because you want to be petty.
Exactly.
Like it's
Don't do that.
ridiculous. Um, do. This one, this one, I was stunned. I was stunned by. I didn't realize that this was actually like something that people did. Dropping
Mhm.
their elderly dog or cat off at a shelter because they're bored of them, then getting a new puppy or kitten. I did not realize that happened.
People do that all the time.
I did not realize. I didn't realize that happened.
Hmm.
That actually
Yep.
breaks my heart a little bit because when I was in college, I did, especially my last year in college, I think I might have done upwards of 150 to 200 hours at the Humane Society, just going to
Yeah.
volunteer on Saturdays. So it breaks my heart. Like, bro, I fell in love with a lot of them animals, and I'm just like, this would be great if I actually had the space and the money to like take one of you home with me, but I just don't. So.
And I've actually seen a thing today. Like shelters are getting overfilled. And I saw one, it was like, oh, the shelter has reached its limit. We will waive the adoption fees if you come get one.
I would love that,
I was
honestly.
like, I don't have space and I
Literally.
don't know if I have enough.
It's not that I don't have space now, it's just now it's a financial thing. I
Yeah.
just know I don't have the finances and one day I will, but it's just I don't
I
have
got
it
the
right.
one dog. I don't need another dog right now. And I'm not a cat person. So
I think that's so funny that you're not a cat person, but
I want to
Gabby
be a
is absolutely like the biggest like she had Salem for a little
yeah.
while.
Yeah.
And the cat that almost got me dumped, by the way. The cat that almost got me dumped, by the way. Do you know that story?
Probably, but I have a terrible memory.
So we'll come back to the thread in a moment. I want to tell this story because this cat really almost got me broken up with. Now, when Gabby was living in her apartment, I would come over for some weekends. Some weekends she would come over to my place. This was after she got her cat. So she had to go to work on a Sunday. I had a wrestling show. We were talking. She told me, "Hey, before you leave, you can have him out of his space. It's fine. He can roam. It'll be cool." We had gotten a pizza the night before. I'm the type of person, or at least at that point, I was still the type of person. And this was all because of my college days, and I will admit that. Whenever I got a pizza, especially if I only ate like 2 or 3 slices, I would just put the pizza box in the oven and just let it be in there. So we had gotten some pizza, some crazy bread, we put it in there. Cool. I did not realize that this cat was going to get up on the oven. So I go to the wrestling show. Mind you, the wrestling show is maybe like a block away from the apartment complex. Gabby comes home, I want to say 2-3 hours after I leave for the show. She's texting me furiously. "You left the oven on, burned up the bread and the pizza." And I was just like, I didn't leave the oven on. I didn't even leave any lights on. What are you talking about? I didn't leave anything on. So she's like, "No, you left it on. You could have burned down my apartment." And I was like, I didn't leave anything on. So we stopped talking because I'm trying to focus on the wrestling show. I was refereeing. I was trying to focus. I get back to my phone and it's a text, and she goes, "Hey, so I see that there was cat hair on the counter next to the oven, and I realized that Salem got up and scratched and like positioned himself to move the oven thing to turn it on." And I was like, "Bro, this cat wanted me gone. This cat wanted me gone."
And now he's gone.
It's a shame.
Unfortunately.
This will be back to our thread. This will be the last one. I personally think that this should be illegal. Personally, just because I don't like being out in public and being bombarded with other things. Talking on speakerphone on full volume in a confined public place. Why are you having a rant with your auntie at 100 decibels sitting next to your kid watching Coco Melon with no headphones on in a crowded train at 6 a.m.? Do you literally not realize how rude it is, or do you just not care? Now,
it's a 6 a.m. for me.
That's so specific. I know that person has been dealing with that. That person probably
they
deals
see you
with
every
that.
day on the train B bus.
Right, like the mom they probably deal with that mom every single day. But
they so sick.
Literally, I'll be in Walmart and that shit'll piss me off. Like, don't be on speakerphone in public.
I don't want to hear conversation.
Literally, unless you're talking to a third person that is there with the person that's on speakerphone, there's no reason. And even then, you don't need to do it. Mm-hmm. Even then, you don't need to do it. Just be the middleman, or give them the phone. Like,
right?
It's irritating. And when it happens in Walmart, I'd be ready to drop kick people. I'd be like, "Listen, I
start throwing phones.
I don't have
throwing phones.
I have no mental capacity for it. It's just, it's frustrating. And there's a lot of things that people can do that are sadly illegal, and I hate it. One of which is like flipping people off in traffic. Why are people so mean in traffic? Like, why are people so angry?
Because some people just make you angry. I'm not gonna flip nobody out. I'm gonna cuss you out quietly in my car. I'm not gonna flip you off.
Like, so I'll call a spade a spade. I've flipped people off, but not when they're driving like right next to me. Like if they've passed me a little bit, I'm gonna flip them off. I am, especially if they were driving like a lunatic. I'm like, you.
Right.
Or sometimes, and I'll admit, I've done it in passing. So like they were passing me, or I'm passing them, and I'm just like off to the side, like I have. I'll admit that. But at the same time, I also gauge who the person is, because if they look like a crash out, I'm not about to risk my life.
Yeah, no, it ain't worth it.
Depending on the type of car they drive, I'm not going to risk it because if it's either Mustang or Hellcat drivers, I'm not risking it. Or if your car is just beat to high hell, I'm not doing it
Bro,
because
they
because
already they don't care about the car. They don't care about your music.
thank you. It's crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy. But what are some things that you guys think is illegal, or that is 100% legal, but still a terrible thing for a person to do? Let us know in the comments because we love hearing your feedback.
I
Um,
think I have the top one that's technically legal.
okay.
Technically, it is legal, and but you should very, very not do it.
Okay.
Cannibalism.
That's crazy.
Cannibalism. Look it up. Cannibalism is technically not illegal. Only one state has a law that says cannibalism is illegal. In any other state, you're not gonna go to jail for cannibalism. You're probably gonna go to jail for like the murder, but you're not going to jail for eating the body. I swear on everything. Look it up.
I'm not gonna look it up.
You, I keep the tab on my phone. I keep it up all the time. Is cannibalism legal in Georgia? Just in case anybody takes my phone and they see that, they're like, "Oh my gosh, she's psycho. Let me give this phone back." Yeah.
I mean, if that's
So
your
yeah,
that's your rationale for it, oh goodness, that is a messed up. That is messed up.
listen, it's legal. It's technically legal.
Oh my gosh.
Like if you eating like you go to Joe Bob Cookout down the street, you're like, "Oh, this an interesting little chicken leg." Oh, it's actually Steve next door. You can't get in trouble for that.
We're gonna move on to our next section. We're not doing this. I'm not about to sit
Listen,
here
you're
and
not invited to Joe
continue.
Bob's. You're like, "Oh, Steve was at the last cookout. He's not here today." You crazy.
Yes,
Mary
he
Beth's like,
is.
"That's how it tastes weird." Hey, Mary, come here. Y'all want some ribs? Give me 5 minutes. I got baby back ribs.
Anybody want some potato salad?
Potato salad.
It just keeps getting worse.
With toenail trimmings.
Ew, that is actually gross.
It just kept getting
Oh
worse.
my
It
god.
just kept getting worse. I'm gonna go to the next. I'm gonna go to the next section before I just. Oh my god. I'm going to the next section.
You heard of
Oh my
sheep's
god.
brain. Now try human brain. They say it tastes like chicken.
I mean, it's not like that one guy who ate his own foot.
Exactly.
But that's a different story because it's his own
Women.
foot and he's not dead.
Let's go back to it. Cannibalism, you know it's not legal because women be eating their placenta.
Does that fall under cannibalism? No.
It is still eating human body parts. It's a human organ. It is an organ.
I'm not drunk enough. You know what? Drinking out of the glass isn't enough.
That's why I have my introvert mug.
You gonna make me take my shot early? I swear. What was I saying? What was I doing? Next section.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Next section, which is our Would You Rather of the week. I gotta move away as fast as I can. Would you rather of the week? There.
Nice.
Would you rather of the week? This would you rather? I know my answer. I think the conversation itself is gonna be funny. Would you rather of the week? Would you rather walk in on your parents doing it, or have them walk in on you doing it?
Oh god.
My answer straight out the gate is I'd rather them walk in on me. Honestly, just because I know for a fact that if they walk in on me, they were minding other people's business. They were like trying to come in to talk to us about whatever, and then just walked in on that. And like, I also know my parents aren't going to talk about it after the fact. They're not going to say nothing. They're just gonna be like, we'll come back a little bit later. We just, you know what, we'll call, we'll text,
Nice.
we'll see you. We'll see you when we see you. And then it's just like, all right, now Thanksgiving is awkward. Awesome. But like outside of that, I'm Gucci. I'm okay. Thanksgiving's a little bit awkward now. Now mom can't pass the ladle over to my wife because she saw me using a spatula on her. Like, whoops. Like, now,
What are you doing with the spatula?
don't worry about it. Now my dad can't look me in the eyes anymore because he knows how
Right,
his
they don't
son.
want to eat at your house no more.
Look, now he can't. Now he ain't gonna look me in my eyes no more because he know how I get down. My bad, Dad. Look, where you think I get it from? They say it's genetic.
Told you.
They say it's genetic.
They say it's genetic.
Yeah.
Told you.
So,
That's crazy.
but what would you say?
I would rather walk in on my parents.
Really?
And I'm gonna tell you why.
No.
I don't need my parents seeing me like that.
But you would rather see your parents like that? They've already seen all of that from you.
I don't need my parents knowing. I don't need. There are some parts of in this world that your parents don't need to know about you. That's one of them. Because what you see here is not what you see there.
I mean, I get that. I do. But at the same time,
You gotta also think parents are older, so that they only doing so much. They only doing so much.
I don't know about that.
But younger,
I don't know
there's
about
more.
that. I don't know about that. Look. All I'm saying is
Really?
they might not be as limber, but I heard these old folks be getting down.
Yeah, the old folks, but you got the middle-aged ones. Them the ones y'all ain't doing too much. And I've heard it before, so
Listen. Only reason I can say for a fact that I know I wouldn't want to walk in on them is because I've been proximity to the goings ons, and
and I would feel awkward knowing that my parent walked in, knowing that they've seen not only they've exposed my business, they've exposed my partner's business.
But it's
Like,
only
you know.
exposing. But it's only exposing if they happen to tell other people. If they just be like, well, dang, now breakfast is gonna be awkward.
But still, if your parents walking on you, that's two people getting exposed. Like, you're exposed. But if you walking on your parents, them exposed, but it's only one person. See, there's less people getting affected.
Nah.
If you
No,
walk me
because
up
that
there.
scarring, you're still gonna go tell your partner and be like, I just saw something horrible. I
But
saw it.
they can never mentally imagine it like you did. So again, it's only one person being traumatized. Cut down the trauma. You gotta cut down the trauma, man.
Nah, man.
No, okay. You want to stick with you rather have your parents? Okay, how about this? You walking to your parents, you just flipped. Now you got cheeks in the air.
Wait.
Yeah.
Wait, what? Hold on, run that
You,
back.
soon as your parents open the door, you decide up, down, and flip. And now you just got cheeks in the air.
Look, you should have knocked before you just came in. Should have knocked before you came in. Now my wife booty cheeks all in the air, and you just again. You know how I get down.
You've exposed her cheeks to your parents.
Should have knocked
And
before
that's
you
something
came
they never
in.
wanted to see.
Look, that'll be a valuable lesson. What they used to always tell us: knock before you come in, knock before you enter somewhere. Now they've learned their own valuable lesson. Nah,
Either way, knock before you go in rooms.
exactly.
We
Agreed.
go see something you don't want to see.
Agreed.
Either way, that's a lose-lose situation.
If they come in, you're like, ooh.
Bro, if they came in and they heard before they saw, that would be even worse.
That would be.
I feel like that would be even worse
That'd be so.
because I'm gonna put myself out there. I even though the way I talk now, like y'all have heard how I talk, y'all know that I am not one to try to mince words where I don't have to.
Right.
It's even worse somehow in that situation. Like there are things that I have said like I know one day I'm gonna have to pay for. When I meet my creator, I'm gonna have to pay for the things that I said to my wife
Aren't we
in that
all?
moment. And I'm gonna just call a spade on this one. I have no regrets about it.
Listen, we all have different personalities in that situation, and we're all gonna have to, explain that to Jesus when we see him, or or hell, where we're probably going anyway.
Nah, man,
Explain that to the devil, to Lucifer.
he ain't gonna want no explanation. He just
He gonna
gonna
see.
he just gonna read it and be like, "Oh, you a freaky some bitch, huh?
Like that what you did?
Oh, you
How you did it?
you was on that demon time. No pun intended. Oh, that's crazy. You did what with a spatula? Oh no. Her finding the soundboard was the worst thing. Her finding
had to
that
do it.
soundboard was the worst thing that could have happened.
You did it first.
I didn't. You found the soundboard.
I did.
And then
I should have.
it wasn't until after you found it that I used it.
That's facts. That's
See?
big fact. That's heavy fact. So
Just a tragedy. So you say you'd rather walk in on your parents.
yeah.
All right, studio audience. What about you?
Same.
Yeah.
You'd rather walk in.
Right.
You'd rather walk in on your parents.
Yeah, they're not doing
Look, I'd rather see and again going back to my argument of why I would much rather have my parents know how I get down and then just never talk to me about it again versus me knowing how my parents get down and now I have that mental scarring and I have to go to even more therapy. I already go to enough therapy.
I mean, therapy keeps people in business to keep people's bills paid.
Exactly.
But it keeps my pockets dry. And it'll
Not
keep,
if you got insurance.
I have health insurance and I still got to pay a little bit.
That's unfortunate.
But I like my therapist. She's awesome. Shout out to my therapist. I ain't gonna call her name on here.
But I'm on to. I'll see you in 2 weeks, girl.
I'm seeing mine the day after this drop, so like tomorrow, Friday. Like,
Well, aren't you lucky? Some of us can only go once a month.
dang, what happened to that good healthcare you was talking about?
It doesn't cover it.
Huh?
It doesn't cover it.
Ooh.
I'm self-pay, but no. Me and her decided that I was good, so I only need to come once a month.
It must be nice. It must be
It
nice.
is. I've been
It must
going
be
for a while. So she said, "You're doing good. We're gonna cut you down to once a month." Thanks, girl.
That I think that was a good would you rather. I think so.
It was interesting. to
All
say the
right.
least.
This next one, I don't know if you're going to be able to talk about as much. It might have to lean a little bit more to our studio audience for this next section. But it is the anime discussion of the week. This week's anime discussion of the week is a question that has been proposed to me several times, and I'll actually be putting a TikTok up on my personal TikTok page about this anime discussion. Who is the greatest shit talker in anime? My answer, 100%, without a doubt, Yusuke Urameshi. And my reason for saying that is because he is one of the very few in anime that shit talks and will also back up said shit talk. And on top of that, it does not matter who it is, be it his mama, be it his mentor, be it his best friend, be it the girl that he liked, the principal of his school, the teachers of the school. He gonna talk shit to you if you in the fucking way. and that's why he's the greatest. People want to put Seto Kaiba up there in the greatest. This man is. I'll put him at like number 6 out of top 10 greatest. But he is not top 5 greatest shit talkers for the simple fact of the matter of all the people that he shit talks are people that he views as opposition and has no like positive relationships with. He don't shit talk to his little brother. That's where him and Yusuke are divided. Yusuke, he do that. He talk shit to his mama. He talk shit about his mama. So I'm just saying that's something that he got. Same thing with Vegeta. Vegeta's whole thing is he ain't really shit talking. He's just trying to boost his own pride. Cause he's sitting there talking about my pride, a Saiyan Prince. I am a warrior. Like, bro, come on, dude. Your pride is your greatest source of your shit talking. Okay, it's not. You're not doing it for the love of the game of shit talk. You're doing it because your pride wouldn't allow you to do anything other than because you're a 5'4" egotistical maniac. Actually.
That's fine.
Actually, I don't know Vegeta's canon height. How tall is Vegeta?
Let's figure it out.
Vegeta at current age is 5. That is weird. 164 centimeters. Hold on. "5'4". I was right.
Short, a short king.
He's 5'4", and 6 inches of that is his hair.
So he's really like 4'10".
Bro, his hair, like, when you see a picture of Vegeta, like, a good portion of his height is his hair.
That's actually quite hilarious.
It's very funny.
Short king, bro.
It's
We
hilarious.
love our short king.
I find it hilarious. Goku is 5'9".
Another short king.
5'9", it's not bad. 5'9", and I'll say probably, if I had to give him, like, I want to say probably about a good maybe 4 inches is hair. I don't know if they count the hair in that height. But yeah, roughly. I was going to say, but yeah, roughly 5'9", roughly. But back to the discussion at hand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go.
My choice would be Askeladd from Vinland Saga.
Ooh, okay. Do you have any evidence or any argument to back up those claims, good sir?
Well, when you first meet him, he was already talking smack, and throughout the series, he was always finding some way to manipulate people, to manipulate the situation. He didn't care, especially with the main character. He would always shit talk circles around him. Another person. Now I just started watching this anime, so
Okay.
it might change. But I started watching JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, and Dio. He's always talking smack every single time.
I want you to know, just because it doesn't affect the story, so there's no spoiler, but Dio Brando is quite literally top 3 shit talkers in all of anime. The only reason he doesn't get the top spot as like the top shit talker is because sometimes he doesn't shit talk. He just does things out of pettiness and spite. If it was all shit talk, then it's fine. But like, literally, I want to say in one of the first like 4 episodes, he kicks JoJo's dog, and then goes on to go, "Oh well, it's because that mangy mutt ran directly at me. I didn't know if he was vicious or not." And like, he's very similar to Yusuke, and I will give him that. I want to say, like, if I didn't say Yusuke, it would be Dio. But at the same time, it's like, Dio is like he shit talks, but he's way more action than shit talk. Even though 100% his shit talk is up there, like it is top tier, high rank. But he's kind of the opposite of Yusuke, where like Yusuke is more shit talk and then fights when he has to. Dio was like, I'm gonna fuck you up, and I'll shit talk just to add the extra insult to injury.
That's a shame.
Bro, Dio talked shit as he was in a major fight in a later season. Because what season are you on?
I just started, so season 1.
So you're like, what, 3 or 4 episodes in?
7, 8.
Okay, so yeah, they're the later fight that Dio is in. He's talking shit in the fucking fight. It's crazy.
That's
It's very insane. But, because even though you say you haven't watched a lot of anime, do you have any thoughts on who you would put in the greatest shit talker?
greatest.
Yes.
Greatest? No. But the only one I can think of right now is Monoma from My Hero in Class 1B. You gonna talk your mess, and you'll get hit at the same time. He gonna talk himself, but he's gonna lose every single fight he in.
You're right. And
Quickly.
I'll give him. I don't think he would be top 10, but he's definitely honorable mention of like great shit talkers. Cause like literally from the first time we meet him, he's talking shit on 1A. Like
For no reason at all. He just comes out the gate. You got something to say. Ain't nobody saying nothing to you. You coming out the woodwork. You suck. What did I do? Who are you, bro? I just got here yesterday.
Like,
You gonna say something?
he is the definition of that one meme from the Boondock, and I just thought to myself, damn, what did he do to make them niggas that mad? Like,
And no one did anything to Monoma. He just mad for no
he
reason.
just mad and want to talk shit on them, and it's so crazy. Like, I'll never forget that one episode from My Hero with her at the sports festival, and Mirio is showing Eri around, and he just comes out of nowhere and starts talking shit, and he's just like, nigga, I ain't even in class 1A. She doesn't even go here. She's a literal child.
He's like 7, bro. What are you talking about?
And like they had to like whoop his ass again. Like props to 1B. Props to class 1B because they put up with that shit. But they also
check. Kendo keep him in check every time, regardless.
just one
She
good
is his like handler.
just one good to the back of the head. Just
Out.
out like a
Like, we're
light.
sorry. We try to keep him. We try to keep him in a cage. He gets out sometimes. That's what he is.
They just be walking away.
So, from Spy Family, that rich kid.
I wouldn't really say Damien was a shit talker.
Which is a jerk.
Yeah, Damien was just a jerk kid. He didn't really say nothing because now he's at that point where he's just like blushing all the time.
Damn, that's tragic.
Damien ain't doing nothing to nobody
That's fair.
except his little 2 lackeys.
I feel like Levi from Attack on Titan should also be in the conversation. Just because one of our first introductions is him shit talking Eren. He then proceeds to kick the shit out this man, tells him, I won't hesitate to let you die, and then proceeds to shit talk him some more after they start patching him up. So I feel like he does deserve to be in the like. And I will also give Levi his props in saying that every like vowel of shit talking that he did, or every like syllable of shit talking that he did, was absolutely 100% warranted. Like, I don't think he ever talked shit on any one individual and it wasn't like a deserved thing. So yeah, I'll put Levi on the list.
Word.
Do it.
I ain't never seen him. I'm gonna take your word on that.
You gotta watch. God, just like see,
Because
I want the record to show that I be putting my co-host on because I put her and her man onto Has Been Hotel, and
Yeah.
That shit was great and wonderful. And we're going to talk about Has Been Hotel on one of these episodes, but not this episode.
I started watching Hello Boss.
They just started watching Hell of a Boss. Have you seen the new short?
No, I haven't.
Bro, the third short out of the 3 that they have is the funniest one to me. And I say that simply because of the fact that, like, they poke fun at the goth, like, how do I describe it? Like the alt goth, like the one that, like, the extreme one that like they're like oh, you're a demon here to take me to your otherworldly harem, like those kind of like people. They poke fun at them, and I thought it was so hilariously done. But I will also say, don't watch the shorts unless you've watched the episode, because the shorts, what goes on in the shorts, are like things that they do in them. Some of like the things that happen are like different things that are like, oh, just you see it happen and then like, oh, that's cool. Why didn't he do that more often? It's because there are things that happen that's where he gets these things. And it's like, it's try not to spoil and explain. Like the short happen within the story as it's progressing. So like, if you watch the episodes in order and also like in release order on YouTube, the shorts will fall into like which episode they're supposed to be in between.
Good to know. Good to know.
Yeah. Also, I love season 1. Season 2 broke my heart. Season 2 broke my heart in more ways than one, and I just need to say that, even though I said we'll talk about it on another episode. Once y'all finish Hell of a Boss, we'll come back and we'll have a whole discussion. But the one that have watched it, they know why season 2 broke my heart, and why, and I don't even understand why I connected with that so much. Something that happened in season 2. I connected with something that happened in season 2 so viscerally that, like, even now when I watch it, I'm just like, whew, that was heavy. That was heavy on my chest. Wow, I did not like that.
I wonder why.
Oh, I know exactly why. I know exactly why. And we'll talk about it off camera because it's heavy. It's heavy. But that, our anime discussion of the week, I really know, I know for a fact that is going to cause discourse with our few followers and the people that watch every week. Because me saying that I think that Yusuke Urameshi is the greatest shit talker in anime, period, somebody is going to hate me for that. Somebody is going to try to argue me. And I'm going to try to get ahead of it. They're going to try to say Vegeta is the bigger shit talker. Seto Kaiba is the bigger shit talker. Dio Brando is the bigger shit talker. Those are going to be 3 of the people that they're going to try to use to say is the bigger shit talker than Yusuke Urameshi. And I'm welcoming the challenge. I want y'all to challenge and tell me, because I look, my opinion is not going to get shaken. I believe that with my whole heart. Yusuke is the biggest shit talker, the greatest shit talker. But you're more than welcome to argue it to me if you think that there's somebody out there better.
All right, state your case.
Right, state your case. I love that.
Bring it in front of the court.
Exactly. And we'll read it right here on the podcast and we'll tell you why you're wrong. But with that being said, we're going to move on to our next section. We got 2 more sections for this episode. Move on to our next section, which is shit for... Thank you. I really appreciate it. Our next section is actually a section that I introduced because I like being able to have these little rants for like little nonsensical things that kind of irk me a little bit. Kind of similar to what grinds my gears from Family Guy, that episode. It is time for Shit for a Shot. Love that air horn. This week's shit for a shot is I'm going to call out the content creators, whomever on TikTok, who post all their entire page is just posting Reddit stories.
Yeah.
There is literally only one Reddit or TikTok page that is devoted to doing Reddit stories that I think deserves to do it, and that's Scaling Stories. I will give them a shout out because they're great. It's Scaling Stories. All the rest of them, you suck. And my reason, and all of my reasons, is because we can have literally hour long like videos on TikTok now. I literally saw a TikTok just earlier today before we started recording this that is the entire Scary Godmother movie on TikTok. But you mean to tell me you're gonna break up a freaking 10-minute story into 4 parts? Fuck yeah, that is stupid. And you're content farming, and it pisses me off because it's like the first part of the story is always good enough that it makes me want to know the rest. But then I go to your page, and either you don't have all of the story, you haven't uploaded the rest of it, or it's so far down your page that even the little like recently watched thing, yeah, it can't go to it, and it irks my spirit because it's like, you could literally have millions of likes if y'all could just do like scaling. Put it in one part, because I will sit and I will listen to an entire, and I know this because I did it the other day. There was a like 19-minute 47-second long TikTok that was an entire story. It was a story and it had 4 updates, and all of them were in the one TikTok. And I watched the entire thing. I had opinions on it as it was going, and I was like, bro, this shit is fucking wild. These stories, mind you, 9 times out of 10, I don't believe that they're real, because some of them are just so astronomically crazy. I couldn't imagine them. I could not imagine them being real. But at the same time, I am nosy and I am messy. So when I hear some stuff like, am I the asshole for telling my wife that she's being ridiculous because I went to my best friend's party instead of being at her grandmother's funeral? Like stuff like that, I'm just like, oh, what's the context? Why'd you do that? Like, you're first off, yes, you are the asshole, because why would you do that? But like, we don't know the context. But like, I want to hear the context of that, because it's like, where now I gotta watch. And now I gotta watch it, and then the first part is like 3 minutes. Now I gotta go to your page, and it's like, you haven't even updated the story. Now I'm sitting here just like, dang, I wonder if there's been any update. Dang, I wonder if it was like a big blowout, or if like they just talked about it and then things got heated, and that's why he decided to leave the house. Dang, I wonder if they're gonna get a divorce. Like, and now I'm just sitting here. And I'm sitting here mad. Do you know how many TikTok accounts I've blocked because of that? At this point, that's literally what I'll do. Is I'll watch it, I'll go to the page, and if there's like no next part, or if there's no like,
but you gotta be fair. If the first one was uploaded like 5 minutes ago, of course not gonna have a second one ready to go yet. Right, and I understand that. But if it's been like 3-4 days, nah.
And actually, I'm glad you said that. Because that is, because it's been 5 minutes. No, they can post all the parts at once. Because if they have that first part, if they already have that first part, and they have the video, they have the text-to-speech, all of that, they have all of that for that first one, you got the entire thread. You already got the entire post. You're just choosing not to, because like I said, you're trying to engagement farm. And it's irritating. That's why I love Scaling Stories, because Scaling Stories, not only will they tell you the name of the thread, they'll tell you the name of the person on Reddit who posted it. They'll give you all the updates, and depending on if there's significant comments, they will do comments and what the original poster responded to it. And I think that is wonderful. That's why if ever I see Scaling Stories, I stop and I watch them, because they deserve my views. And I will sit here, I'll get in the comment, and I will thank them. I'll be like, bro, thank you for putting all of this in one video, because ain't nobody got time to be scrolling around TikTok trying to find the rest of these parts. If I have to use my search feature to find the rest of this story because you can't keep all of it posted, you get on my nerve. And
that's fair.
Another thing, why do some TikTok Reddit pages have like 3 random stories pinned to the top of their profile that's from like a year ago? Why do y'all have 3 random stories from a year ago? Now I see them and I'm like, what the fuck is this?
Maybe those are the most popular ones.
No, that's not an excuse.
I'm gonna jump on that.
Please do.
And tag that on with movies or like show clips. Like any page that does like you do a clip of a show and you cut it off right before something good happened. Like, oh, go to my profile and there's no part 2. I'm mad now because now I was invested. I want to know if the little boy dies or not. Now I can't find him. And everybody in the comment is being rude. Oh, I don't know what show. Well, then get out the comments. I know it's Law and Order. What episode is it?
Literally. And before I even get to the shot, I'm gonna tack onto that too. To those of you that are in the comment and you do like comment like, "Oh, this is Law and Order SVU season 6 episode 14." Y'all are doing God's work.
Y'all are doing the great Lord's.
And you will be blessed and forever abundanced because of your work. Because y'all didn't have to. It will forever be cold. Both sides.
Yeah, and your blankets will never be warm.
Absolutely. And your fan will always find that perfect sweet spot to blow all the cool air right over you without making you too cold.
And you will always sleep through the night.
Ooh.
Forever. A perfect 8 hours.
Yes.
Your account will never dip below $10.
Yes. Which is more than I can say for myself. But
ooh, we're not gonna talk about it.
That was the shit. It's time for a shot. Now I'm gonna take this shot because that was some shit. Today's shot is a mixture of vodka and some wine. Why? Because I like to punish myself sometimes.
And that is surely punishment. Shameful.
Ooh. You know, speaking of terrible things that I saw involving alcohol, I saw a glizzy martini earlier. Was it a martini or like a glizzy margarita?
It was gross.
It was horrible. One of my friends sent it to me on Instagram, and I was like, I hate it. Like, I laughed because I was like, I can't believe someone spent time making it. No, the name of the drink is called glizzy juice.
Ew.
And it involves a hot dog. It involves vodka. It involves vodka, hot dog water, pickle juice. They rim the glass with ketchup and mustard. And then they put the little garnish on the side as a pickle.
That's disgusting. That's gross.
That is...
Then it's cold.
Yeah, and it's cold because they use ice and they shake it. It's funny.
I'm sick.
I think it's hilarious.
That's disgusting.
Why would y'all do that? I'm gonna send it. I'm actually going to send it to you. I'm gonna send it to you right now.
I'm not watching.
Please,
I'm not watching.
yeah, watch it so that way we can see your reaction. Yes, come on.
I'll watch it. I'll watch it.
No.
If you watch.
If I watch what? Oh my god. No.
Yes.
I'll watch one of them.
Okay, I'll take it.
I'll watch one of them, but you need to watch the glizzy juice thing right now.
Okay, I'll watch it, but you gotta watch one of the ones.
I'll watch one of the ones that you send me. I promise. I will. Huh?
No.
Why are you?
That looks. 20 ounces of pickle juice.
Oh man. Oh, that's funny.
You know what this reminds me of?
What does it remind you of?
The TikTok page Josh and Mamba.
Oof. Also, I'm having to scroll up very, very far. Because I send my co-host like 10, 15 TikToks a day. And she never responds to any of them because she just doesn't love me.
I at work majority of the time.
She just doesn't take time. I send her quality TikToks too. Like them shit be funny. Some of them be engaging, and it's just she just don't love. God, this is such a terrible. I hate these videos so badly. I hate these videos with a flaming passion. To explain, especially because I need to explain for our audio listeners, is from a page called Long Furby Fam. And I can only juxtapose, I guess. I I don't know what the word would be. I can only say that these are like nightmare fuel. And what makes it worse is the sounds, which I'm glad is why my mic is open and I turned the sound off. Because I'm like, these are so just. What the like every time I see these, and I'm watching again, I'm watching it right now. There's like some weird Furby with a like actual face, and oh my god, what did I just? What am I watching? It's like worms going into the Furbies and then coming out of the Furbies. And like they're cooking them and eating them. And they dipped like a baby in some boiling water. Like one of those little like Mardi Gras babies. And I don't get it. I don't get what's happening. And everything about it just makes me uncomfortable.
Oh,
And just like somebody in the comments said, it just keeps going. And that's what I think is also part of the problem. It just keeps going, and it keeps going, and it's just.
okay. I didn't send it to him. I'm gonna send it to him. I'm gonna send it.
Send it to who?
He didn't see it.
Please send it to him so that way he can
I am.
watch. Oh, that's just terrible. It makes
That's
me
right.
it makes
Me.
me it makes me lose faith in humanity because of the fact that like somebody made that. Somebody thought about it and made it.
Someone went through the creative process and made art.
And I would not call that. You know what? You know what? Art is subjective. Art is subjective. So that I will leave it there
That
and say
art
art is
is
subjective and art is not subjective to me. You know what? It is still subjective. So art is subjective, and I can say subjectively I hate it with everything in me. Subjectively, um, yeah. But oh, he's watching it, ladies and gentlemen. He's
we're gonna get his we're gonna get his thoughts in a minute when he
he's
finishes.
currently watching and being subjected to the horrors, and I can tell by his abhorrent silence that it is something.
And he's enjoying it.
I don't know about that.
Yeah, yeah.
He's going through it right now. He's going through it. I just know he is.
I don't know. He looks enthralled. The foot.
What?
What do you mean? That's greatness. That was greatness.
Hey, I'm not even on this thing.
You say you're not even. They're waiting on your opinion of the art I
We
just
are.
showed you.
I wouldn't call it art, but yeah, we're waiting on that.
Picasso would be blushing.
See?
Mm-mm.
Told you. Art. Straight
It's not.
art.
It's not at all. Not even a little bit.
That
It's not
nothing
even.
but art.
Here's my reaction to those videos. That's my reaction. No, my reaction. We're not gonna get into a sound battle right now, okay? Wow. Mm-mm-mm. But anyways, we have one more section before we get into the end of today's episode. And we're going to hand it over to our lovely co-hostess, Miss Kristal, who now looks like a weird, like one of those weird memes. Oh Lord, stop it. She's going to regale us with last section of the episode entitled "Am I the Asshole?" Please take it away.
Ah, yes. This one, I read the title. That was funny. So this one I have read. I was like, it says, "Am I the asshole for telling a parent that their kid is weird?" And she pushes as to why my kid didn't want to be her friend.
I'm I'm gonna be honest with you before we get any context. I'm gonna say not the asshole, just because I know I would be that kind of parent too. Like if my kid came to me and was like, I don't like hanging out with him. He's weird. I would tell the parents and be like, Hey man, my kid said he don't want to hang out with your kid no more because he's weird. Like I would tell the other kids' parents. Like so,
Not nice.
I don't think. I think we'll have to see. I don't know. It might just be the word that they use to say it. It might not. How did they go about this? Please regale us.
What's your opinion? I think
Yeah.
just based off.
He's not the asshole because maybe the kid has a weird vibe. And
Listen, as the weird kid growing up, I personally wouldn't know how to feel if I heard another parent saying that I was weird. But at the same time, I'd be like, "Oh, you think I'm weird? Well, that sucks. Oh well." Like I would eventually get over it because of the fact of like, okay, I mean, it's not like he's my only friend. But, but again,
All right, let's
let's
get
get this
into it.
context.
All right, my family and I have moved states. It has been a hard move, especially for my oldest daughter, Caddy. She's in sixth grade. The area school district has a Facebook account that parents are a part of. I introduced myself a while ago. We put Caddy on the cross country team, and she has been making friends over the summer. I got a message from a parent last week asking to meet up and let the kids meet. They will be in the same grade, and I thought it would be a good opportunity. We went yesterday to the local pool. I met Melanie, and she wouldn't make eye contact, was very soft spoken, and overall didn't seem to be paying attention. The kids were playing while I talked to the mom. She has always been in the area and was excited her kid was getting a friend. Caddy came up to me asking to leave since she wasn't feeling well. We left early and in the car, she admitted to just wanting to get away from Melanie. She explained that Melanie freaked her out. She was very touchy, kept pushing her in the water while whispering, saying things under her breath, would stare at people and make comments comparing people to bugs, and I am still confused on what that means. Caddy told me she was uncomfortable and doesn't want to hang out with her anymore. The parent messaged me and asked when they could do it again. I told her the girls didn't mesh well and that we will have to decline. She then called me asking what I meant. I told her that Caddy wasn't interested in hanging out since they don't mesh together. I was trying to be polite about it. This went on for a while and she told me that they're kids and just need to be around each other more. I told her no to that. It went on for a while. She asked to talk to my husband, which is when I snapped. I told her no and that I was trying to be polite, but your kid is weird. Melanie makes my kid uncomfortable and I don't know what the hell is up with her, but we will not have another play date. She went on Facebook and is going around about how the new family are jerks. It seems to not be going anywhere, but I'm wondering if I was a dick.
Okay, that was. Okay, so I was right in my assumption, not the asshole. 100% not the asshole. Couple things that stood out to me was the fact that the other mom said that she had been there for a while, meaning the kid had also been there for a while, and she's excited for her to finally have a friend, for her to have a first friend. That
Oh,
right
her kid is
there
weird.
should have been red flag number one. Because what do you mean y'all have been here for a while and she doesn't have friends? What kind of person, especially if she goes to school, can't make at least one friend? And I'm not saying that you're just automatically going to make friends when you go to school. I'm not saying that because I know for a fact that it doesn't happen like that. But it's like you can't find anybody that you at least kind of mesh with that
She
like.
can make other weird friends.
And that's another thing. Like you can make other friends with people that are similar to you if you can
Right.
just get around them. And I feel like that she probably couldn't. And I also don't feel like the mom was an asshole because again, she tried to be polite about it. She did. She was like,
Yeah.
"Look, she said that she doesn't really mesh with her, so we're just
Like
not gonna do it anymore. Sorry."
right.
And it just didn't
Yeah.
go from there. And so that's why I'm
Yeah.
just like, not the asshole. Um,
And your opinion?
I'm also thinking that the parent might not have many friends as well.
There you go.
Oh, obviously not. Especially because that ending where she was like, she posted in the Facebook group, but it doesn't seem to be going anywhere. Well, obviously something ain't right. Well, obviously the other parents already know about her and her weird kid. If
Yeah.
if it doesn't seem to be going anywhere, like, also, who the fuck? Don't you ever? I would be honest. I'd blow up too if I kept trying to like stop talking to somebody or trying to be polite about something, trying to like beat around it, and they were like, "Well, where's your wife? Can I talk to your wife?" Bitch, I will smack you. Don't you ever?
Like, what they gonna do? They gonna stay beside? Like, no, they said your kid's weird, so no.
Like, if she said she don't, if she said she don't vibe, then she don't vibe. Like,
Right. Like, go make other weird friends. I'm sure there's another weirdo comparing people to bugs out there
there is a hundred
having
percent.
weird kids. Like,
It's a mess. That is a mess. In situations like
your
that,
kid go online, make friends online, something.
like, I don't know about that. If they're depending on how old they are, I wouldn't trust that.
They were in sixth grade, so they were like I would say like 12.
11, 12, right in there. Yeah.
Go make weird
Um,
bug friends. Go join like a bug club.
I don't know because if you're comparing people to bugs, that's some fucking Mahito shit, bro. That is some
I
Jujutsu
mean,
Kaisen Mahuto shit.
go
She
find
might
some other
listen.
bug friends.
Listen, that friend might end up being that girl might or that child might end up being on a freaking that child might end up being on a list somewhere. Cause what in the
Well,
world?
you want me to list with other people?
Cause being touchy. Cause let's see if we can run it back down. Being touchy, pushing her in the water, saying that people look like bugs, and then mumbling, whispering stuff under your breath. Like
Yes, like
that is some like I would be scared as an adult. I would be scared if a kid was doing that. I'm not gonna lie. Like I'd be like, let's find your parents. Like let's go take you back to your folks because I'm an
and
adult.
she stared at
And
people.
so what?
And she stared at people.
See, I like don't get me wrong. I like people watching, but just to prolonged eye
That's
contact.
especially
Prolonged eye contact.
like what you have a comment. I heard a gasp. What studio audience?
She might be undiagnosed with something.
Mm,
It's possible. It is very
that's fair.
possible.
Fair. That's fair.
And it's
Her,
but
her parents might be those parents that don't want to accept it,
That's fair.
so they can let her.
that
That's
is
fair.
very very possible. And I will admit once I heard the thing that she was doing, I definitely did think like okay, it might be. It might
There's
be.
something there
But
because comparing people to not a thing people usually do.
like the only time I ever do that is when somebody either one irritates me or two if me and Bay happen to be out somewhere and we see somebody and we just kind of look at each other, you know that look when y'all be looking at me like,
You try not to look, but you keep looking.
and then look, y'all get out of earshot and be like, that man look like a roach.
Yes. You gotta make a comment afterwards when you're out of earshot.
Right. Or like when we get back in the car or something, like we do that. But like, but to the extent of what it seemed, how she described it, it seemed like she was saying like, she was like, oh, you see that guy over there? He looks like a dung beetle. And that lady over there, she looks like a ladybug. Like, those are the kind of, like, that's what it sounds like. Or at least that's the assumption that I get when I
Yeah,
heard that. It's weird, man. It's weird.
it is kind of it is kind of weird. I ain't gonna cap about it, but
Weird.
everyone agreed. Let's
Everyone
see if there's
agrees,
any.
not the asshole?
Everyone agreed, not the asshole. Someone said, "Good on OP for respecting their kids' boundaries."
Hell yeah.
Um, yeah. Someone did point out that the kid didn't have any friends. That's a red flag.
See? I said the same thing.
A lot of people said the mom knew their kid is weird.
I can see that.
He was like, the mom's pushy. Yeah.
Very pushy.
Mm.
Did OP
Someone,
respond to any of these?
not that I can see. It's a
Oh.
few people saying everyone's somewhat of an asshole. People calling everybody an asshole in this situation.
Not even a little bit. Not even a little bit. Especially because the daughter, and even thinking about the OP's daughter, she didn't just outright be like, "Mom, I want to go home. I'm uncomfortable." She even made up an excuse and was like, "Hey, I don't feel well. Can we go home?" All right, cool. Then when she got to the car, where she could just be one on one with her mom, then she was like, "Hey, can we not? I'm not comfortable around her."
Right.
And like that you're not an asshole in that situation. It'd be she would have been the asshole as the daughter if she would have told the kid that she was weird, then went to her mom and was like, "Can we go? She's weird," and said that
But
like
then
in
if
front of the
they're
parent.
kids are gonna call each other weird.
That is very true. Oh, that is very true.
Kids gonna call other kids weird.
And I mean, they called him weird for everything.
Like, hey mom, I wanna go, she weird.
And I mean, that would have made an awkward situation, but you know,
But again, props to the mom for taking her child. Like, my kid, they're not feeling well. Da,
and,
da, da, da.
and
Like, yeah, you said your kid is weird, so no.
and
Like,
big props to the mom for standing on. My kid said that she's not comfortable. I'm not going to purposefully put her in an uncomfortable situation.
that part.
And it
Heavy
is
on.
big props to her. I only hope to be that kind of parent someday. That my child will come to me and be like, "Hey, I'm not comfortable. Can we go?"
I'm like, listen, my kids said no, there's nothing I can do about that. So sorry.
Right. Like if my kid says that, and hey, that's something big.
Unless it's something that you just being defiant. Like, you ain't doing your classwork. My kids said no. I'm like, no, they doing their classwork. I don't care
Right,
about that.
right. But like if
She
it's
all right.
like we're out somewhere and we see like longtime family friend or somebody that we hadn't seen in like 10, 15 years, they're like,
Right.
"Oh, give me a hug." If they don't want to give you a hug, I'm like, "Hey, she said no, chill." Like,
Like,
or,
no,
"Oh, hey,
they
he said no. He's not going to give you a
like,
hug if you don't
oh,
want to."
they real shy. They don't even like folks touching them like that for real, for real. So
Right.
they good. They'll wave.
Because
They
I ain't
don't
gonna
do
lie,
them.
that growing up and thinking back, I'm like, maybe that's why I have a hard time telling people no.
People pleaser.
Cause
People pleaser.
growing up, whenever I would try to tell people no, I'd always be like, I'd always give the, "Oh come on, you know them," or, "Oh come on, just do it. It's you trying to be polite." Da, 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 da. So it's the
My
polite.
son does.
I know one thing, my child ain't gonna be like that. If my child don't want to give nobody a hug, they ain't gonna give nobody a hug. If she want to stay, if he or she want to stay right here up under me the whole time while we in an event, they're gonna stay right up here under me the entire event.
You say you finna get away from me. Go be by your daddy. Get away from me.
I mean, like if we're at like a cookout or something and there are other kids and
Go play with daddy.
they try to go play with the other kids, but then they're just like, I'm not really feeling it, and they want to come back and just chill with
Sure,
me.
that's fine.
Fine, but I am gonna try to suggest them to be like, "Hey, go play with the other
Go play with your
kids."
cousins or something.
Right, like there's go over there, have fun, go play with them. But if
It's
they
a screen you on the screen by yourself. Something. Just get away from me for 2 seconds.
look, I know
Like,
one thing. We get once we get grown, like 30s in our 30s, like 34, 30, like 32,
you at
34,
least are right.
and we do like the barbecues and stuff. And I'm letting you know right now, I'm gonna be that dad slash uncle at the barbecue. I'm gonna have the khaki shorts, the tank top. I might be at the grill. I'm gonna have me some
Grill
wine
Master
coolers.
11s.
Say what?
You got the Grill Master 11s on.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Gotta have those.
Got to.
I'm gonna have me one of
Fair.
them big. I'm gonna have me one of them big wide charcoal grills. Cause we don't buy with propane and propane accessories in this house. Sorry, Hank Hill.
Right, this is not King of the Hill. We
Look,
don't do that.
look, we don't because right here, Bobby said it in an episode. You don't get that rich smoky flavor either. You don't. Not with no propane. You don't.
Not from propane, no.
You don't get that
No,
rich
no.
smoky flavor either. I'll tell you what.
I I was never the biggest fan of King of the Hill.
I didn't until I got older because something I did realize King of the Hill's humor is very is a higher brow type humor. Like
No,
you have to
I'm very proud humor.
like they're not gonna be overt with a lot of their jokes. Like a lot of their jokes are ones that like they'll say it or something will happen and then you'll realize it a little bit after. Then you're like, oh It's
No.
complete opposite of like American Dad or Family Guy.
Give me Family Guy, American Dad, Rick and Morty. Give me all that any day.
I feel like, truthfully, and I'm gonna say this, I feel like Bob's Burgers is the perfect balance between like highbrow and lowbrow humor.
Good
Like
medium.
Bob's Burger is like that perfect medium of the two because we get that lowbrow humor with some of the characters, but there's also like that nuanced humor that like real subtle, like you have to really like catch it type thing, like those real quick interactions. You'll be like,
I can
well,
watch Bob's Burger, but I can agree with that.
I gotta. So I'll tell this quick little story before we get out of here. Um, I fell asleep while Gabby and I were watching the Bob's Burgers movie, and I gotta go back and rewatch it. And we're gonna go back and rewatch it one day. We gotta watch Coraline because I haven't seen Coraline.
You never
Uh,
seen Coraline?
bro, I don't like that style of animation. I do not like that
But
style of
you've
animation.
never
And
seen
then the movie
Coraline?
itself looks scary. Growing up, I did not like because growing up, outside of like classic horror movies, so like the Freddy Krueger's, Michael Myers,
So you was watching that, but you wasn't watching Coraline?
I did not watch Coraline growing up. No,
You seen
I didn't.
Coraline?
I didn't watch. I'll even admit this.
Okay.
I didn't watch A Nightmare Before Christmas until like a couple years ago.
What?
Like growing up, I did not watch it, and a lot of it, I will also admit though, a lot of it had to do with the animation style, that
Just cause
claymation type
claymation?
animation. That
Oh
I
my
didn't like that. I didn't. Same thing with Princess Bride. Hadn't seen it before a few years ago too.
Princess Bride.
The no,
Corpse Bride.
huh? Yeah, the Corpse's Bride.
Corpse Bride.
Corpse Bride.
Corpse Bride is so good. I
It
love
is.
Corpse Bride.
It's fantastic. It is a phenomenal
Yes.
movie. After I watched it, after I sat down and watched it, I got a little bit older because I'll admit what kept me from watching it all the years was that claymation animation. I sat down and I watched it with Gabby, and I was like, "No, this is a really good movie. Like, it's really like
It's good.
thought out. It's a interesting story. It's it to be honest, I feel like it kind of helped inspire Coco in a way, in the sense of like
I can rock with that.
in the sense of like the going to the other world, coming back to this world kind of thing, like talking to the undead, but then being back, like that kind of thing. That's what I mean.
Okay. I can help with that.
And all in all, though, I think it's Nightmare Before Christmas, Corpse's Bride, two great movies. One of these days, I'll watch Coraline.
You have to watch Coraline at least next month.
I told Gabby, I was like, I'm gonna be willing to watch horror movies with you because I do try. Every October, I do try to watch horror movies. I typically tend to go back to the classics or things that I have seen because of Gabby. So, like, I start the month watching the Halloween franchise, and I watch Halloween 2. I don't watch 3 because 3 technically isn't like in the, or is it 2? One of the Halloween movies from like the 90 or from like the night, like before the 2000, one of them is technically not like within the scope of the canon, even though none of them are now except for the first one, and I hate that so much. I hate that they basically retconned like 4 movies, and I hated that. But I go back and I watch those movies. Then I watch the 2 that they did from like 2018 and 2021. I go back and watch those 2 as well, and then I'll just fill out the rest of the month with other random movies. Um, but I like I said, I will watch it. Coraline, I'm going to watch it this October, if not sooner, because Gabby keeps saying like, "Oh, you gotta watch it. Oh, you gotta watch it. Oh, you gotta watch it."
It's good 'cause they might. I think I want to say I heard a slightly that they might re-release it in theaters.
Oh, they did. They did because it was like one of those throwback movie things.
Nice.
It was a throwback. It was one of those like, oh, you can come back and watch older movies on like Wednesdays and Fridays, or like
No, I
Sundays
think
and
it.
Wednesdays, or something like that. And so they're doing a 3D movie. That's sorry, I got a notification on my phone, and I apologize for that. They're doing a new Transformers movie, and it's gonna be in 3D. And I'm like, we haven't had a
Is
3D movie in
is that
forever.
the new? Is it the new one where they can talk and stuff?
They've always done
I
that.
think so. Yeah, it's
No,
like Transformer. I
it's
think
like
it's called Transformers One.
yeah. So I'm like, I think so. I remember I seen a trailer for it. And I was like, that don't look good.
Oh, you're talking about the animated one. I mean,
Sure.
Yeah, the animated one. It's the animated.
Oh yeah.
It caught me by surprise because the headline said it was like new 3D Transformers movie, and I was like, wait, we're getting a 3D movie in 2024? Holy
Oh yeah,
hell.
they did. They re-released Coraline last month for the 15th anniversary.
Huh.
In
Well,
newly remastered eye-popping 3D.
Yeah.
And
I don't
it's
know. I feel
still-
like 3D was a good gimmick in its time, but now I'm just like, I'm not
now
gonna
we
watch.
need 4D.
Bro, there are some theaters that do 4D. It's pretty hype.
Yeah.
I've done so. I think it's funny how it's amusement parks that basically do the 4D nowadays, and I think that's funny because it's like, well, you're an amusement park, of course it's gonna be a ride. I get it, but it's like, I want to go see a movie. And while they're in a car scene, I want my chair to.
I'm not saying you should have went when they did it for Twister.
I don't know about that one. I'm not trying to be in my chair talking about
They're
something.
gonna do it more often. They did it for Twister and another movie.
they did it for Alien Romulus.
Right, Alien Romulus. They did it for that too.
Hmm.
They did 4D.
I'll be honest with you. I don't want to go to certain movies where they do stuff like that because I'm afraid. I'm like, what elements are y'all? What elements are y'all bringing? Into?
It's like wind, water, like shaking, all that jazz.
I just be kind of scared because I'm like, hey man, look here. I don't need y'all out here throwing actual like aliens at me. Somebody
the closest one. Yo, they're gonna have one for Beetlejuice.
Yeah. Bro, have y'all
not
seen the
doing
popcorn? Have y'all seen the popcorn bucket?
I want it.
So does Gabby. Gabby wants it too. And my thing is like, we don't have a theater close enough, and we know if we try to get it off of like eBay, they're gonna scalp for it. There's gonna be like $80 for the thing online.
We're gonna get to the movies and see it eventually. I just don't know when.
Tragic.
Maybe next weekend.
Maybe.
Okay. If there's any left, I'll get her one.
Bless. Thank you for that.
If there's any, because I tried to get one for Inside Out too. They were sold out.
Of course.
Hopefully, maybe I can get one for Beetlejuice. If they're not sold out, they probably will be since it'll be a week later.
Oh, of course. They'll be there. They will be sold out, and they will also.
The movie's not even that long. It's only an hour and 44 minutes.
Wow, that's not bad.
That's not bad at all. I'm happy about that.
So
Bro, Alien Romulus is 2 hours long.
it's this one.
Yeah, that one.
That's tough.
Isn't it?
That is.
Anyway.
But all right, I think we've rambled and we've yapped long enough, as the kids
We
say.
have definitely yapped.
We've
been
yapped long
yapping.
enough. But we are going to get into the end of our episode. If I can find my mouse, there it is. We're gonna get into the end of our episode. If you guys have enjoyed today's episode, please do us a huge favor. Like, comment, tell us your favorite part of today's episode, some stuff that you like, maybe some stuff you didn't like too. As long as you comment, as long as you can help us get the algorithm going, share this with all of your friends because we really appreciate it if you would. Trying to get those numbers up. Our Spotify numbers are slowly rising. Literally every time I log into the podcast Spotify thing, I either see a new subscriber or a new follower, or like our total number of plays has gone up significantly. I think the last time I looked at it, we were at a little bit over 300 and something plays, which I'm like, where are these people coming from that are listening? Because
They're listening.
Look, I'm not I ain't mad at it.
Thursday morning routine, and they're like, yes.
Oh, dude,
That's not even to my ride.
And that's not even a joke. I actually know somebody who he carved out time every day, every Thursday. And he's just like, oh man, I'm excited for the episode. He'll snap me and be like, bro, last week's episode was great. I'm excited. He was like, I'm excited for next week's episode. Blah, 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 blah. He will message me things that we talk about in the episode and be like, bro, how could you say this about such and such? Bro, why did he say this? Da, 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 da. Bro, he was on your ass, studio audience, when you said what you said about Inko Midoriya. He was on your ass.
He should. As he should.
He was like, who is this, and when can I pull up on his ass? And I was like, I mean, you're not. I'm not gonna allow you to be violent to our studio audience. However, I want to do the same thing. After what you had to say about Inko Midoriya, how dare you? Should be ashamed of yourself.
He is.
Good.
He said no regrets. You can get out of my
um,
house.
you can follow me everywhere: TikTok, Instagram, Twitter. I don't think I have any outside Threads. All of those lovely, lovely, lovely places. I'm gonna pull it up because I still don't know it by heart. Excuse me, because I still haven't memorized it because it just hasn't. You can find me at _YoungJB. That's at _YUNGJAYBEE. All of those social media platforms. Please, Kristal, tell them where they can find you.
They can find me everywhere at Kristal Deshan, KristalDeshane.
Lord have mercy. All of those links will be down in the description, as well as all of the links to our podcast social medias, which is at Drunk Text Pod everywhere. Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Threads, Reddit. Our subreddit, we have one. We also have a Discord. That link is also in the description. Join the Discord. Talk to us. Eventually, when this thing blows the fuck up and we have millions of subscribers and we're getting paid out the ass to have people sponsor us and we don't have to work regular 9 to 5s, we will be doing live watch-alongs with y'all. So once we record the episode, we'll come into the Discord and we'll watch it along with y'all. We will be commenting on it as the episode is going on.
Behind the scenes commentary.
Right. Like we're not gonna actually like have it playing in the Discord. Like you're gonna have to actually watch it on YouTube or Spotify because we're still gonna want those views. But we will be in the Discord chatting about it. But with that being said, I have one last thing I have to read because I always read this, and I want to make sure that you know that this is something for you. So if you or a loved one is struggling with alcohol abuse, the National Drug and Alcohol Treatment Hotline can be reached at 800-662-4357. The National Drug and Alcohol Treatment Hotline provides valuable information on alcohol and drug abuse, local treatment options, and support through hotline counselors who are here to help you speak with you about alcohol, drug, and or family issues. Please remember, I say this at the end of every single episode. We love you because we mean it. We are so glad that you joined us here, not on this gray couch, but on this lovely screen in our lovely Discord. We're actually literally in our Discord right now recording this. But we're so glad that you joined us. We hope to see you in the next episode, and we hope you have a great rest of your week and a great weekend. You remember, because I say it every time, you are loved, you are appreciated. We will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.